welcome to our knowledge drop today on higher education in the Falls, the future of higher education in the Falls. I'm Ed Brown, President and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce, and I have some educator administrators with me. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Either word is fine.
Yeah, okay.
We'll accept either one.
Okay.
It all works. I'm Michael Carr. I'm the campus provost at Truro University, Montana. Moved out to this great community at the end of April and started May 1st.
And he's a fellow Bears fan. Everyone needs to know that. But Michael, what is a provost?
Yeah, it's a great question. We have a lot of these education terms that are rooted in the medieval. Essentially, just to describe my role, since Truro University is really expanding its programs, my responsibility is overseeing kind of daily campus operations and then strategy as it relates to the campus here in Great Falls.
Correct.
And I'm Leanne Frost. I'm the CEO Dean of Great Falls College, Montana State University. I've actually been with Great Falls College for 15 years, moving up through different administrative roles, and I'm currently the CEO Dean for 1 week.
1 week! Congratulations. 1 week down.
Yeah, finished my first week.
That's great. And Dean, I mean CEO, most people know. So what is
CEO.
Dean versus Provost?
So in our case, because we're part of the Montana State University system, that President Brock Tessman is the president, and so I'm a dean of a college underneath President Tessman.
Okay.
But because we're a standalone, I'm also the CEO overseeing all of the operations of the college.
Multiple hats.
Yes.
And I am Caroline Boulet, and I am the president at University of Providence. I've been in Great Falls for 2 years. I came to the university as the vice president for academic affairs, and when Father retired a year ago, the board asked me to step up into the president's role. So I'm just finished up my first year.
So a year, a week, a few months?
Few months.
So a lot of fresh new blood. So we're going to talk about higher education at each of your institutions. If anyone has any questions as we're chatting here, feel free to put them in the chat. Jordan's over there monitoring them, and we'll kind of get started. So the most important question, if a river otter and an Argonaut got in a fight, who's winning?
Oh, the river otter.
That's what everybody wants to know.
River otter.
All right, so I'll start with you, Ann. What programs or educational opportunities are most closely connected to workforce in our community?
Sure. So because we're a two-year college, we have programs on what we call the 4-credit side of the house. So those are the programs where you earn a credential, a certificate of technical studies, or certificate of applied science, or your applied associate of science, associate of science, associate of arts. So what that means is you actually are earning college credit for those. And we have healthcare programs. We have over 20 degrees. Most of them we have a lot of strong healthcare programs, computer programs. We also have early childhood education, substance abuse and addictions counseling, as well as our transfer programs. Welding is closely tied to the workforce. But then we also have our non-credit side of the house. And so because we're a two-year, we're able to do quick trainings for non-credit, and those ones are really directly tied to workforce development. Those are things like our commercial driver's license, our CNA, our structural welding, our flooring installation, anything that's like a short-term, quick, get you into the workforce.
Yeah, bus drivers are a huge need in our community.
Correct.
You have a program for that.
Yep. Our commercial driver's license, absolutely.
And how about IUP?
Well, we're a traditional liberal arts, but we have a strong foundation in healthcare, right? So we have strong nursing program, counseling program, healthcare administration. On the other side of the house, very strong business programs, forensic science, exercise science. So we're really kind of the traditional liberal arts. But what's really exciting is that we were mainly focused on serving the on-campus traditional students. And in the past couple of years, we've really expanded when offering 19 new concentrations that are really contemporary: cybersecurity, supply chain management, HR management. And we're launching 5 new majors around these topics this fall. So we're really excited about that. All online.
Wow, that's great. Michael, we're Toro. Besides producing new doctors.
That's right. So just a little context of Truro. So Truro University, even though it's based in New York, we have over 30 campuses and schools kind of across the country and international. And if you take a look at the portfolio of Truro University, it's a lot of healthcare, but it's also law, as we know. There's dental school, pharmacy school, we have an undergrad and an online division. So it's really a large system. And I think the strength of Truro is they go to different locations where there's a need. And so it's leveraging economies of scale, but having a local context. And it's part of the reason why I'm here, is to listen to the community and start embedding different programs that expand and meet workforce needs. So as you mentioned, the medical school that you mentioned, some people may have heard the law school that we're launching as well, and that's really based upon listening to different constituents and knowing what 10 or 15 years from now, the turnover of lawyers in the state of Montana is going to be pretty significant, so to fill that need. We're also launching nursing, and we're also launching physician assistant. We're looking for behavioral health as well, so we're looking at clinical mental health counseling that's going to come soon. And all of it, what's driving is really understanding the needs of the state and the community. And so we have these suite of programs across the system, and where we really start leaning into the communities, and what we determine whether or not we're going to launch in a particular area is what's the need. So it's really trying to embed into the community and listen to the community.
Wonderful. It seems, or shouldn't say seems, it is that each of you have a nursing core. How dire is the nursing need? It feels very strong.
It's huge.
Yep.
It is huge. It's huge in the state of Montana. It's huge nationally. It's huge internationally. So we need more nurses. Of course, we had a crisis a few years ago, the COVID crisis, right? And the demand on the nursing at that time was so high that we had nurses that just decided to retire and go out of nursing, creating this huge vacuum right now. We need bedside nurses, we need nurse leaders, we need nurse educators.
And there's different levels of nursing
Right.
programs, right?
Yes. Right. Yeah, sure. At Great Falls College, so we have the CNA, Certified Nursing Assistant program, that's on the non-credit side of the house, and then we also have the LPN program, so licensed practical nurse, and then we also have the RN, the registered nurse. And so there's an opportunity for people to enter healthcare at different levels, and then also be able to continue their education and to continue, they can work. So for example, our CNAs, a lot of them will get their CNA license, start to work, and then while they're working, work on their LPN or their RN. So that's when Great Falls College is really focused on getting people into the workforce as quickly as possible. And so that's a great pathway for a lot of students.
What in trends are you seeing? Jordan, any questions?
No questions.
No questions. See, you guys are answering all the questions. It's a good thing. So what trends are we seeing, and how are students changing? We talked a little bit about the national message. So what trends are we seeing at your institutions? I don't know if we start with that.
Sure. I think a lot of times there's a few pressures that are on kind of students in this day and age. I think everybody kind of talks about the return on investment, of course, in higher education. I think we're fortunate in our portfolio as we identified, as we designed really into high need. And so transitioning into the workforce is pretty easy for our students, but there is that balance of life and balancing cost of it as well. I think one of the strengths that we have as a university is the saying goes a lot, talent is equally distributed, but opportunity is not. And so you have a lot of individuals, especially across the state of Montana, whether it's geography of going to a location or how they're going to pay, do I have to quit my job? There's all these decisions that they have in their lives, and it has nothing to do with will or talent. It has everything to do with their life circumstances. And so these pressures that a lot of students are feeling right now is our design. What we're trying to do is have a lot of it online where they can still work and they can still be out in the state of Montana. And then we kind of have these clinical intensives where they can kind of come to us. And I think that's one of the pressures that we're seeing with individuals now is, of even the 18-year-olds that are transitioning, they're balancing a lot of elements of their life. And so trying to make this decision of transferring into higher ed, there's a lot that goes into that decision of whether or not they can do it. And I said it's completely independent of their will and their talent. It's a lot of times formatting and circumstances. I think all of us can agree is the impact of AI on higher education, of what it actually means to learn in this day and age, and really what are those skills that one has to learn to be able to apply. Just having rote knowledge is not enough to demonstrate, because we know that could be AI augmented for
Right.
a student or not. So I think all of us in higher ed are really trying to take a look at really going forward, what are those workforce needs to apply out in the industries, because it's not necessarily just rote knowledge, because that can be AI augmented.
And I think the other trend that we would all agree on is that flexible learning. So we all have online programs, and we also have like hybrid and some high flex options too, because like Michael said, students are balancing families and work responsibilities while they're trying to go to school. So they need that flexibility. So that traditional go to college Monday through Friday, often they would go just a couple days, not usually all 5 days in college. If you remember back to your traditional college days, you might have classes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, and they would usually fall between usually 9 and 4 or something like that, but that doesn't work anymore for students. They need more flexibility and more options.
Yeah, and with affordability, clearly, it's always the first thing that we think of, especially on the private side of the house, right, for a private university. But there are way other competing, right, housing, childcare, transportation, access. What I'm seeing is our traditional students, we're about 78% athletes, right? So they're the traditional on-campus students, but even that population, they want flexibility.
Mhm.
They want to take a couple of classes face-to-face and a couple of classes online, right? So it's not the same picture that 20 years ago we would say online education is only for adult learners or non-traditional. Our traditional students want online classes as well.
Yeah, it's being in higher education before, like we've talked. You could see the trend switch a little bit during COVID, and then it's just like, well, is this going to stick? And it just seems to stick. And it's not only in higher education; it's in business too. Nothing beats face-to-face. That's the conversation we're having now. But that trend is switching, and we have to adapt as a community for that. And it sounds like you are all adapting with your hybrid programs and unique learning opportunities
Yes.
through law school coming,
Yes.
and just being able to appeal to the workforce.
And one thing that Michael mentioned, very well is meeting the workforce need of the community, but it's also the skill set that is needed that employers are expecting of their new employee, right? It's not necessarily the training, but it's really the attitude and the behaviors that they're looking for people that will come to time, that will be respectful, that will know how to write and read, that will, right? So these basic skills, that the employer is asking us to integrate into our typical curriculum.
Yeah, critical thinking, problem solving, conflict management, interpersonal skills,
Yeah.
all of those essential skills on top of the actual hands-on training that they need.
That's great. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. I'm guessing, Jordan, there's no questions, judging by she hasn't turned around and said. So the next one I think is an interesting question. Is about our partnerships in our community. And we have a
We
piece we
do.
can talk about here. So last year we launched this in combination with the 3 institutions in the chamber. And what it is a student discount placard. And businesses, right now you're out stomping the grounds of the businesses and getting them.
Yep, we have. So Great Falls College, as well as Truro University of Montana, as well as University of Providence, all came together with the chamber and created an opportunity for businesses to get involved and to show that they support education and they support our students here in the community. So that's what this is. This is a window cling, and businesses can put it in their window and show that they are willing to give discounts for students, and the businesses can decide what discount that is. That's on their own to decide. But we do. Lane McAlpine is out knocking doors and walking around, making sure that people know about this and have an opportunity to show the support for our students. Can I put a plug in for Lane? Can I give his phone number?
Oh, well, sure.
Okay, so if you-
I'd like to see a no on that one. Exactly.
Very
I'm live. Let's go
interested.
no.
And Lane said I could, so we're
Okay, as
good.
long as
That's
you
all
have
right.
permission.
So if you're interested in having one of these window clings, and you can see there's the logos of all 3 of the universities and colleges on there, as well as the Great Falls Chamber, you can call Lane at 406-771 2268, and Lane is happy to come bring one to your business.
And if you go to Great Falls College, you'll remember phone numbers, because no one remembers phone numbers. I hope you wrote that down, right?
The phone
Or
number?
do you remember?
I remember.
I can remember. Childhood phone number, I can't remember.
Kind of was, it was pretty impressive, so you could pull more than phone number.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was written on the back. Maybe, I kind of want to look at this and see it.
Nope, I've got
No,
it.
she's got it. Yeah, and it's the thing is you don't have to be a chamber member as a business. It's any business. We just all wanted to come together. We want you to be chamber members, but you don't have to be, and come together, and we'll have the list to provide to all your students.
That's great.
So they'll know where to go, as well as the placards, just in case those placards fall down. That
Yeah.
does happen.
Yeah.
What other opportunities? I know there's exciting things. Your institution puts on great camps in our community.
Yeah.
The UP volleyball camp, speaking for my
Yeah.
daughter, going to it, huge hit. I know you guys do work a lot with GFTA, and you do your own hoop nanny, and there's a lot of things you're ingrained with. Dr. Frost, you have partnerships with BHE and other groups in our
Correct.
community. What else do you guys want to highlight as opportunities if you want to start?
Well, can we talk about the partnership amongst each other?
Yes,
Can we go there? So I think when we step into this, when you think about partnerships, it can kind of go in multiple different areas. I think one of the things that I'm really proud of, just even in the short time, is when you think about a student trajectory, is there's kind of entry points and exit points, and then there's an arc of a student's career. And to put together academic pathways that have all these, that can cover somebody's entire career, I think it was what's really great. And so having those conversations from, what does a nursing student look like going in to get a BSN? What are those? And then from a BSN, we also have nurse practitioner programs that we're definitely going to look at. So you take somebody who hadn't had anything and can go all the way to an advanced practice nurse as we go through our different organizations and different institutions. I think the other thing we're really excited about is these shared learning experiences. So we have on our campus a high fidelity simulation center where it gives students the ability to be in the clinic but not be in the clinic. So they're high fidelity mannequins that can recreate acute conditions. And I think as we all experience healthcare, it's with a team.
Right.
You have doctors, you have nurses, you have LPNs there, but rarely are those individuals trained together. And so some of the discussions we've started to have now is, can our medical students, our nursing students, LPN students come to our simulation center so they're now learning together, which is really powerful. Hardly anybody is doing this because there
Right.
isn't kind of this concentration of kind of medical school, nursing school 2-year right together that's physically close. I know with University of Providence, again, having this proximity, you can enter into conversations that expand even more. Our law schools at University of Providence. And so this sharing of infrastructure is just another great way of continuing conversations and have this fluidity amongst our campuses, because students just experience their lives. And so
Right.
for our campuses to be really fluid with one another, I think that's a great vision for all of us to have.
Yeah.
And degree completion, we worked with.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we have articulation agreement.
Yes, where they get their 2-year degree, they start working, and then they want to complete their degree. Well, we facilitate that. We looked at what they have, and we tried to make a pathway that is both meeting their needs, right, towards degree completion. And I think that that's a great opportunity. Because it's not everybody that wants to go straight to a 4-year or an 8-year
Right.
pathway of education. Life happens, and people sometimes want to take it in bite size, right? So from certificate to degrees to bachelor to graduate school.
Well, and even, so this little window thing says stronger together.
Right.
And I really believe that's true. The more educational options and opportunities that we have in the community, the stronger the community is going to be. And so far, we have all worked together very well.
Yeah, and even new faces, they were working together with the old faces, so it's just a continuing building. You guys have similar colors, which is great. Also, a little confusing, but the blue's traditional. But
That's right.
it is, you said it best, it's something you don't see in every community.
Mhm.
Yes, there's competitiveness in higher education with everyone. We all want students, but working together shows, like, you can start here, you can go here, and you can go here. So
That's
you
right.
could have a student
Yeah.
technically start with you,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
head to UP, and finish here,
Absolutely.
and they can do it all in Great Falls.
Correct.
And-
That's just fabulous.
And we had agreements where our kids with a bachelor degree have preferred interview at
That's right.
Touro if they want to do medicine, right?
That's
So
right.
just make it easier on our students to navigate across the 3 institutions.
Okay, that's great. So what upcoming programs and initiatives are you most excited about? I think I know your answer. What is the thing you're most excited about? Before we answer that, Jordan, any questions? She shuffled her feet a little bit.
We're doing the nonverbals.
Yeah,
for
she's
Jordan
like,
to
ah.
see.
She might. So what are you most excited about?
I'm really excited about truly our launch of Truro University, Montana. We historically started with a singular program, which has been great, our Truro College of Osteopathic Medicine. But the reason why we're rebranding into Truro University, Montana is because all the new programs we're bringing online. As I mentioned, nursing, physician assistant, and law will be in fall. Nursing will be this spring. We're clinical mental health, we're getting ready to launch. I just talked to our social work chair. I think what's really exciting is once we talk about the opportunity and the great conversations I've had with this community, I have chairs from the other units coming, can we launch in Montana as well. So I think that's what's been really great. Just so unbelievable grateful for the partnership with the higher ed institutions, but the community, my welcome, I couldn't have asked for anything better. It's been really great. And I think being able to listen to that community and respond is really what I'm excited about. So all these new programs coming online and our relaunch and rebrand that demonstrates our partnership with this community, I'm really excited about.
Yeah, that's great. I thought the rumor was it's because no one could say osteopathic. I'm glad you put that rumor to rest.
Yes, we're putting it to rest, but we are making it tighter.
Yeah,
so
yeah, that's perfect.
we can serve two functions.
It's wonderful.
So I can tell you, yeah, so for Great Falls College, there are a lot of great things happening. We're looking to expand our trades areas. We also are looking at starting to be able to plan some programs in hospitality and also in paralegal studies. We're just starting that process, has to go through a lot of steps of approval first. But the other thing I think though is on the non-credit side of the house, you mentioned the Berkshire Hathaway Foundation. In January, we'll have the electrical grid operator program starting through that. We also have the Goldman Sachs Foundation supporting the 10,000 small businesses.
3 states.
Yeah, 3. Well, actually, I think I can announce this. I'm never quite sure what I can announce yet or not, but we're actually going to have 4. So we'll have
Amy's
Montana.
gonna lose her mind.
I know. Like, not yet. I think we can announce this. If not, sorry. Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, and Arizona. And that's,
Arizona.
yeah, and that's just because, honestly, the people working out of Great Falls College have done such a good job with the program. The Goldman Sachs Foundation is very impressive. Like, okay, here you go. Let's do some more. But I also think that in response to the workforce needs, our early childhood education program is one that's going to continue to grow to really meet a high demand that we have here. And our substance abuse and addictions counseling has definitely filled a need as well. So I'm just excited to continue building on the momentum that Great Falls College has had.
It's exciting. We just did early childhood education as our last knowledge track.
Yes.
So timing is perfect.
Yeah, and for me, this is the time of year, so we are welcoming our students back to campus. So we have a couple of sports teams, the kids are already there, and on Saturday our freshmen are moving in. And it's so exciting because enrollment is difficult right now in higher ed, and we're at 95% of our goal. So we're going to be extremely close to meet our goal, and that's exciting. The year of financial exigency for U of Providence has been, it's been difficult, right? We had to make some hard choices and to pivot. But I'm excited about the new program that we're bringing online, about the possibility of having a presence at the military base, you know, to meet our enrollment goals. All of this is really good news. And we're doing it for the students, so to have them back on campus is really exciting. And I would say sports will start with the student being back, so I invite you guys to come to our volleyball games and then the basketball games, wrestling. So we want to really bring in the community to our campus like we did last weekend with Shakespeare on the Green.
That's amazing stuff. Anything final adds? I do have one more question, but I'll see if anyone wants to add anything.
I think you've covered it, yeah.
No questions there, Jordan? See,
Nope.
I told you they'd be easy. The last question I have is for you, Michael. You mentioned that mannequins, they're not robots, they're actual mannequins. Let's make sure that we
Okay, I think we need to define even what robot and mannequin is because
Yeah.
You're like,
they do have nonverbal. They will
They
cry.
do.
Yeah, see what I
They
mean?
will
This is
cry.
like creepy stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely, they will cry.
They'll
They'll bleed.
bleed.
You can
Yeah.
you can
Deliver.
give
Yeah,
IVs.
they'll
We have
deliver a
a yes,
baby.
we have a baby, so we can deliver.
Yeah,
So
we have a birthing.
they're very high fidelity.
But they don't have an
Yes.
AI chip inside their head, right?
They are not sentient.
Thank
If we're
you.
worried
Thank
about
you.
that, they have not
Just
come
make sure,
alive.
these
And
are-
we want to make sure where
Because
we
I know
are.
people are going to take that
Yes.
away. They're like, they could give birth. What is happening in our universities?
Yes.
Very, very
Yeah.
realistic.
But that is cool to have that.
It's great.
And be able to offer it to all of our institutions here. So it's exciting stuff. Thank you all. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to them at their respective
Certainly.
websites, and your needs and everything is available, right?
Yep.
Sure.
It's easy. If you guys have nothing to do tonight or you want to see a good time, tonight at 6 p.m. at the Voyager Stadium, we will have our Leadership Great Falls. You're not playing.
I'm not.
Are you?
I'm
Did
not
you graduate?
playing either. I
Yeah.
did. I'm not
Huh.
I have
Take
other
some
commitments.
volunteers.
I know.
But from 6 to 8 p.m., we will have our Leadership Great Falls play Leadership High School students. And those high school students have graduated within the last 3 years, even though we got a surprise coming that just called the office yesterday. So we might have a celebrity in the house. So it'll be a fun event. We're playing kickball at the stadium, and that all goes to support our Leadership High School programs, which of those are the students that hopefully will stay here and go to one of your institutions. So it's really important. So thank you all for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank everyone for tuning in. And our next month's topic will be data centers. So tune in for that. Thank everyone for coming and have a wonderful day.